situation is not challenging, and also the conditions. You can afford to anchor at the crease. You can eat up as many deliveries you want to. Such is the situation.
Yeah, spot on. I think situationally, it just allows them and him himself maybe to find some form. Time out in the middle. Doesn't have to overly express himself. If they were chasing 320 and he has bet in this fashion, then you can critique his scoring options and his scoring patterns, and that's where the pressure comes in. But it's an ideal situation here to get some runs underneath his belt.
Not timed it well, but still managed to have the ball into the gap for a couple of runs. Yeah, talking about a situation where 300 runs were required. The way he's batting, eyebrows would have moved and moved frequently.
I think that will come when those pressure situation comes. You know what? 14 of 23 would need to be converted to perhaps 30 of 23. I will ask you the question, perhaps, does he have it in the wheelhouse to take the game to the bowlers? Does he have that aggressive nature? And remember, aggression is not smashing it all over the place. It's about picking gaps. He looks a very classical batter.
Yeah, he does have. You know, he has proved it time and again. I remember that chase of Pakistani team in Sri Lanka, where he was phenomenal, batted for a long period. And he was instrumental to win the test match for Pakistan. It was a famous victory. And then, even in PSL, I've seen him scoring runs briskly. But just because he's short in runs, that's why he's short in confidence. But it is very good on the part of the selectors. They believe in his ability. They are sticking with him, affording him a lot of time to regain his confidence and form.
He's got a strike rate of 131 in T20s. So he has it. He's got the ability to just put the foot down on the pedal when he needs to. Oh. This is splendid. I don't know if it has all the legs to get there. Oh, yes, it does. Beautiful shot to end the 9th over here. It's 57 without loss.
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
A better start for Pakistan at the top of the innings. Previous game, there was 60 for 6, and that came about to the spinners from Zimbabwe and also Musarabani.
He's batting beautifully, showing the awareness of where the gaps are. Every time he has hit the ball, he has made sure it goes into the gap. Picks up another boundary, Saim Ayub.
You know, the things I saw about him. Oh, that's a great top. That Liverpool at top of the league. 8 points ahead of everybody else. Yeah, but just what I watched about Sam Ayub when I saw him a little bit in Australian games is that he looked to take the bowlers on. But you see some of the shots he's played today. Absolutely stunning.
You know what's encouraging when you talk about Saim Ayub? He's more patient now. Earlier on, intemperate style of batting was his downfall. What he does well now, at times, he leaves few strokes in the dressing room, in his cricket bag, and bring those strokes which are suitable for the conditions and also the bowling attack. And that's why he's getting there. He's becoming a consistent batsman now. See, that stroke was indicative of the fact that the batsman is definitely struggling. It was dragged way short. Way short. Should have capitalized on that one.
Just talking about Australia, I had a conversation a few days ago with Aaron Finch, and I was looking at how Australia batted in that ODI series and then how they played in the test matches. And apparently, in the last few seasons, in fact, in the last 10 years, look at our pitch on that occasion. At a misfield, it'll be a single. And I just thought about how good Pakistan were as a batting unit, even though the bowlers really did restrict Australia. But the Australian batters struggled more. And then they struggled more in the test match. And the conversation was, or the notion was, that the ball in the last 10 years has changed in Australia, the Kookaburra ball, where they've added more lacquer to it and made it a lot harder. And in fact, statistically, the batting averages have fallen by 10 runs, where the average for Australian domestic players was around 45. It's now down to 35 in the last 10 years. Don't bowl there. No.
Yeah, he got away with similar kind of a delivery against Abdullah Shafiq. But the form Sam Ayub is enjoying at the moment, that was comfort food. Dispatched it with confidence for yet another boundary. Yeah, we spoke about how thick the bats are nowadays. Even an outside edge or inside edge will earn you runs, and plenty of them. I think they have to think about changing either weight of the ball, and like you suggest, what happened in Australia, adding more liquor. Not liquor, lacquer. That's his signature stroke. Gets to 50 with that pickup stroke of his, which is often described as no-look shot.
Yeah, what a way to go to 50. 51 of 32 deliveries, striking at just under 160. And he's done it emphatically, hasn't he? 9 fours and 1 6. 42 runs in boundaries, and yeah, oh man, inside the line, help it on its way, all the way for 6. Oh, more runs. Yeah, I'm not sure that this one has all the timing that he wants, but it's a bigger part of the ground, and they'll pick up 3. At the end of the over, 71 without loss.
सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं, इट वर्क्स।
जैब के पास हर नीड का हल है। बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
Brilliant start for the Pakistan in this run chase of theirs. Umpire signaling. Power play is completed, and here's the comparison. Pakistan looks apart there. Bowling change, Sikandar Raza. And talking about Saim Ayub, he's the first one who has scored a 50 in this series so far. And throughout the morning, it was dinned into my ear that how good this surface is for the batters.
It is good. He's just showing you how good it is. Think about the second and then decide against it. I think it is a good surface. Just to finish on my point, and it'll also talk about surfaces and how players go about their work. Australian batters have not been able to adjust to a ball that stays harder for longer, gets a bit more shine on it, and now it's reflective of what's happening in their domestic cricket. And also what we've seen, how good India adjusted, because India has been to South Africa on a number of occasions where the surfaces there have challenged them at the Wanderers, and most recently in Cape Town, where the game was done just under 2 days, or just over 2 days, where the surface offered so much for the bowlers. And I find that quite remarkable that a touring side can almost outbat another opposition in their home conditions, mainly due to maybe technical flaws. Not that they're not good players.
Yeah, if you're technically deficient, you will struggle against quality bowlers. That's for sure. Yeah, talking about Kukupura ball and the other balls which are used in international cricket, they have different behaviors. When you talk about Dukes, it has a profound seam, does offer more to the bowlers than there is a ball used in India. SG ball, swept into the gap, another boundary for Saim Ayub. Yeah, going back to the point, and they have different behaviors, and these balls, SG or Dukes or Readers, they swing a lot in the air, and also there is seam movement as opposed to Kukupura. Maybe that changing or adding more lacquer or pronouncing the seam has brought more for the bowlers.
Let's come back with you at a different angle here, and I wanted to hear your thoughts. Where was the most difficult place to bat for you when the ball moved around? I know it's the final delivery, we'll probably carry it into the next over.
Well, it's difficult for the batters wherever it does move around. But yeah, at times, New Zealand, at times you got tacky wickets or green top wickets where there was more for the bowlers. And some venues in England as well, where bowlers have developed affinity and they purchase more there.
End of the over, it's 80 for no loss.
Since 9 and pakke dos. Brush karo, brush karo, brush karo. Brush karo dinara.
Sensodyne kids in minute. Mazbuti kasa ocho primo.
Cavities dur bhagai. Hue hai strong.
हम खुल के करें हम giggle all day long. Brush karo, brush karo, brush karo.
Sensodyne and pakke dos.
Was tentative, but at the moment he drove the ball down the ground, he gained in confidence. And then there was no stopping. Got to 60 in no time.
Brandon Mabuta, the leg spinner from my neck of the woods as well, into the attack from the airport end. Oh, loosener. Into the attack now for the young leg spinner who's been knocking on the door for a while to get into the national side. Yeah, just to finish our conversation about the moving ball and how much it's moved and how less it's moved and starting to move more, and where the batters are now thinking, well, what are the adjustments we make? But I have the feeling you sort of take a leaf out of Joe Root's book, in that in all conditions he seems to do really well. It doesn't matter whether he's in the West Indies or he's in India or Sri Lanka or Pakistan recently, in Zimbabwe, Australia, he seems to score runs, whether you're playing against the SG ball, the Duke ball, or the Kookaburra ball.
You need to have a good technique, solid technique.
So that's the answer for me, Amir, is that as much as all these changes happen to the game and to the ball, the questions are answered by having a solid technique in all formats. Even the foundations of T20 cricket now is that if you have a solid base and a good technique, you can dominate bowlers.
Yeah, we all know that batting has evolved. There is no doubt about it. One would have not thought about playing a reverse sweep or a ram shot in the 70s or 80s. Technique was the most important thing. That was the focus. But coming back to the point, whether the batting has evolved or not, the basics remain the same. And if you haven't got the basics right, you will struggle. On your day, you'll get runs, but you'll be exposed very quickly.
100%. Final delivery. The shot of catch it. I think someone's going to have to catch it off the ground. Beautiful, effortless shot. Just want to confirm here. I'm just keeping my eye on Michael Goff to see where the ball has landed. And he's got confirmation from the field that it goes for 6. Ends the 12th. It's 90 without loss.
सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसराइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं, इट वर्क्स।
जैस के पास हर नीड का हल है। बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Manhattan. Run rate of 7.5.
Isn't he ticking, Saima Yu? He is. Good swing of the bat. Make sure he clears his front leg. Get the elevation.
Yeah, the conversation is coming to an end. But the final one, Fraser McGurk. And there's lots of conversation about him in Australia about how he can dominate bowlers. Couldn't get a run against Pakistan. And the issue was, as the gap is picked here, Abdullah Shafiq now getting into his work. It's not the greatest of delivery, but he puts it away emphatically. The issue was he has not played enough first-class cricket to settle into what is his rhythm as a batter, his technique as a batter. Because right now, you watch some things on TV and you want to emulate them, and you can do it on flat decks. But when the bowlers become really skilled, it becomes difficult on any.
Not a lot of effort is required to glean information about a certain individual nowadays. Information is available. And if there is any deficiency, it will be exposed. And they're master in that.
End of the over, 94 without loss.
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
37 more runs required. I beg your pardon, 52 more runs required of 37 overs. Apologies. Yeah, and you can even take it further, Amir. You look at how India have just gone against New Zealand. And Simon Dool came out and said, you know what? Not all subcontinental batters are better than other batters around the world when it comes to spin in their home conditions. That'll be 4. Fine enough, picks the gap, pick up another boundary. Sam Ayub now moves into the 70s. And the reason why is that those surfaces, once they go into one extreme, and you have half-decent bowlers, like a Santner, who can come out, even a Glenn Phillips at the time, makes it difficult for world-class players in the subcontinental conditions.
See, maybe it's a statement from the Indian batters. Gone are the days they struggle against the pacer or seam bowling. 100 on the board with that sweep from Saim Ayub. Back-to-back boundaries. He wants to get to 100 in no time.
Yeah, both sides very fine and then well in front of square. 100-run partnership. More and more runs. He moves on to 79 here. It'll be another boundary. Runs required 40. He's really on target here to get 100.
The bowler doesn't have anywhere to run. Whatever line or length he has bowled, Saim Ayub had an answer. It's a stern test for the leggy.
Ajaz Patel has not played a test match in New Zealand. All of his wickets have come abroad in the subcontinent. That's outside leg. But made it difficult for world-class Indian batters on turning surfaces when conditions ask you a lot of questions. Rangana Herath being their bowling coach as well, New Zealand. In the air, oh, what a spin, oh, on the bounce.
Maybe effect of playing too much of T20 cricket and on flatter surfaces. Where 250 is actually becoming a norm in 20 overs.
Nice. 14 overs gone, it's 108 without loss.
जैस के पास हर नीड का हल है। बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Dominant from Pakistan. 14 overs in,
108 for none. Look at that rate, well above 7, almost touching 8. Chalk and cheese, the difference between their performance at the back here 2 evenings ago and today. Darlington Mutambanato.
Been outstanding. Saim Ayub in particular. I think it's just the positivity. Really dialed themselves into playing this game today. Pakistan, a different side from the one that played. And another boundary. It's in the air. Close to Dion Myers. That might have gone to hand. Saim Ayub moves to his career best. T4 from 45.
Yeah, that's a rank poor delivery from Sikandar Azam.
That's you, mate. That's you, Saki. It's quality, mate.
Just sliding on. Been a much better batting surface here today. It has still provided something for the spin bowlers. The evidence in the Zimbabwe batting card, where all those wickets being taken by the spin bowlers. The success that this man had with ball in hand along with Sean Williams, not there today.
Oh, yeah, Saki.
Much better surface at Sports Club today.
Saki.
These look like the best batting we've seen so far.
Oh, come on.
15 gone, 114 for none.
It's the ranks. Catch me.
Shots of catch it. The only person who might get an opportunity to catch that is in the crowd. 6 runs.
Been particularly harsh on Brandon Mavuta, and this time it's a slog sweep. Gets into that very good position, down on one knee. Clears the longest boundary here at Queens by some distance.
Quicker and flatter this time from Mavuta. And smashed through the offside.
That is absolutely brilliant from Saim Ayub. Pick that it's quicker and flatter. It's the width that allows him to free the hands and get that away to the boundary. He's now just one hit away, literally, from what will be his first one-day international 100.
Oh. Nice ranks. Good stuff. Yes, Troy, that's quality.
And Abdullah Shafiq, he's being seen
Brandon Mabuta, seen him coming down. He's moved it a lot wider. Tremendous footwork allows him to get to the pitch of that one. Get it away to the cover boundary on the offside. Just a few moments away from a historic moment for Saim Ayub.
Oh, yes, mate. Nice run, go. This one, trips.
16 gone, 128 for none.
It's 9 and fuck those. Brush, arrow, brush, arrow, brush, arrow. Brush, arrow, Dinara.
Sensor time, kids in the neck. Mushroom Picasa, prima.
Gravity soon pagay.
I'm a good king, I'm all day long.
Sense 9 and fuck those.
अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ। जैस के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
Be good. I think he's already good. A bit more patience with him. Give him a relatively long run. Trust him through the dips of international cricket that will always be there for any player. Heaved away in the air. One bounce for 4. Emphatic. A smile. A resigned smile. But there's joy there. There's appreciation there. Now acknowledgement from the captain and from what has been an emphatic 100 here. 101 of 53 at Queen's Sports Club. What a moment to savor.
Strike rate 190. 3 towering sixes and 16 boundaries in that 101. An absolute pleasure to witness this moment. Just a quick look at how he got there. Skandar Raza, not that short, but great footwork. Gets him into position to get it away. And Mohammad Rizwan, captain, stands up to applaud a young man, first one-day international 100.
Change of action there by Sikandar Raza. It's a ball that is brought into the game. Doesn't want to be overly lined up and one-dimensional. It's a round arm delivery. He releases it really low. Just have a look at where it releases. It drops the left shoulder, comes round arm once it's skidded on. Bring the stumps and LBW into play. A spare of thought here for Abdullah Shafiq. He's probably had the best seat in the house on the other end. Watching this young man go about his work. Neatly played through the offside. End of the over. It's 134 without loss after 17, and the players will get some refreshments. इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स। Sense9 and पक्के दोस्त। Brush करो brush करो brush करो brush करो दिलारा।
सेंसोडाइन का साथ।
Cavities दूर भगाए। हुए हैं strong। हम खुल के करें हम giggle all day long। Sensodyne and पक्के दोस्त।
इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ। जैस के पास हर नीड का हल है। बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
जैस के पास हर नीड का हल है। बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
Real chance earlier on. Difficult one off Mzarabani to Sean Williams' weaker right hand. Couldn't covered a lot of ground to try and get there. Wasn't able to hold on to it. 134 for none.
There's no protection out there, so it worked for Dion Myers. Oh, just the foot saves him. Now pick up 2. What has been the highlight for you here at Darlington in this innings of 105?
It's just the ease with which he hits those drives through extra cover region. Stillness of his head, balance of his feet. And that is another feature of his batting. Sweeps very, very finely.
I'll tell you what really stuck out for me is that once he gets going, it is so hard to stop him. Whether he's on the sweep, whether he's on the drive, whether he's getting inside the delivery and lifting it and heaving over fine leg, whether he's playing through the offside or the onside, he's very difficult to keep quiet. That has been a real highlight for me, and that from a bowling perspective. If you're bowling to him, you've got to try and starve him of those powerful shots because he's always looking to score. And when he's scoring, you mentioned just a short while ago that it's emphatic, the way he goes about getting his runs. So that for me is a question that perhaps Zimbabwe need to answer in the next game. Trying to keep him quiet. I do think the way they got him out in the first ODI, getting him to drive with the ball seeming away from him, could be an option. Right, 2 runs required.
Nice,
Fielding off his own
Rango!
bowling there, under Maputa.
Great stuff there.
And to think, they've got 144, haven't even got to the 20th over.
Oh, nice.
End of the over, 144th out loss.
अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
जैस के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
Just the 2 runs that required. Turnaround Pakistan have made. It was about 80 runs the first ODI.
Yes, Joy.
This comeback. It's just a massive mindset shift.
That's quality.
I do feel also the opponents today left some runs out there. Lifted. Here we go. One skip and a bounce away into the advertising hoarding. Pakistan, they win the second ODI international here at Queen Sports Club by 10 wickets. It's the 5th time they've done it in ODI cricket where they've won by 10 wickets. It's the 2nd time they've done it against Zimbabwe. The previous was in Harare, 2011. High fives go around. The man of the moment, Sam Ayub, 113 of 62 deliveries. It doesn't quite get more emphatic than this. And they've got this 146 in under 19 overs. 18.2 to be exact. Lots to think about there for the Zimbabweans. They'll be hurting. They'll be disappointed by their showing today. The captain, we'll hear from him in a short while. These young players, they all got starts. Again, it was the question. When you get a start, do you push on? How do you push on? Can you push on? They don't on this occasion. Rizwan, and also it's the notion of giving the young players coming into the side. There's 3 big-time players that have been rested. More opportunities as they grow their ODI squad. More opportunities for these players that have come here to put their hands up. Their spinners did it today. Even a debutant did it. Abra Ahmed. Faisal as well in the wickets. Salman Agha also picked up three big wickets of Craig Irvin, Dion Myers, and then the big one of Sikandar Raza. So hugs, embraces, pats on the back, job done. Commiserations to Zimbabwe. They go back to the drawing board because they have an opportunity still to win the series. It sets it up beautifully, doesn't it, for Thursday?
Has got to be excitement here, definitely. Both sides now actually have something to play for. That is Saeem Ayub, 113 from 62. Star of the show at Queen Sports Club. In the second one-day international, ably supported by Abdullah Shafiq with 32 from 48. is how he did it. Started nicely. Very simple cricket early on. And strong square on the offside. Very orthodox cricket, and then he expanded his play as he got in and was particularly harsh on Brandon Mabuta.
Yeah, on the sweep. Misfield. Smiles. Acceptance. What a talent he will be for Pakistan, and is already. Acknowledgement from the young man as he gets his maiden ODI ton. Fastest ODI hundreds for Pakistan. No surprises that Shahid Afridi will be there. But Sam Ayub says, you know what, I'm going to slot into number 3. And he does it in below ale. Shahjil Khan also no surprises because they get on with it. Fantastic. 1996 Nairobi. Who will ever forget that one? Or 37 deliveries. Story from the bowling card. 146 on the board. You'd need your bowlers to do what they did in the first one. Have them 60 for 6. It's not to be today. They weren't. Williams as well. Another start. Ahmed 4 for 33 on debut. Aga 3 for 26. One apiece for Ayub and Faisal. And then into the run chase. Sam Ayub, he picked up a wicket and he's picked up 100. A maiden ODI ton. 113 unbeaten with Shafiq on 32 not out. Bowlers, no one featured in the wickets column. Pakistan bounced back to win by 10 wickets. Right, we'll take a short break upstairs. When you come back, it'll be Tina Moyo at the post-match presentation.